My name is Afsar, I'm 24. This is Cornwallis Youth Centre. It's based in Holloway Road. They'll shut it down and build houses in the middle of the park. We're just going to go quickly around Cornwallis Youth Club and have a look around the site. Right here. This is the park where the kids use. I've been living here with this place since 1991 and it's been running since 1991. The park, which is really interesting. We got table tennis here. I grew up here. I came to this area when I was 3 years old. We expect it doesn't get demolished, and I expect that we'll learn something from it. This place was pretty much a trash site when we first started. It's in there, it's a play place for the local youths to keep them out of trouble during their spare time after school and during holidays and during the weekends. My favourite activity is football, which is to do here. When I first moved in 1991, we didn't have this football pitch. The very first football tournament we went to, we won. It was set it up by me. Actually, when the youths came, they had nothing to do. So I went to the local council for a grant to do on a voluntary basis. Sadly, after a couple months, after about a year, they've pulled the strings on the fundings. So because it was on a voluntary basis, we couldn't continue any longer because there wasn't an organisation there which was going to pay for our cost. Which became too expensive for us to pay from our own pockets. It felt really bad at the end when it was closed down because I know quite a few youths who are in prison who are actually with me doing football training now. And I know youth who just come out of prison. And I've just recently met him yesterday. He's prepared to change, but I don't see anything around that is going to stop him from rejoining the things that he did when he did originally go to prison for drug dealing. It is really important to have a local youth club. It is to stop youths staying out of trouble. For example, if there's more youth services, which I believe would have stopped the 2010 riots happening. I don't believe the 2010 riots happened over one thing. It's over a few issues, just eventually the balloon busted, which turned into riots.
Youth services and centres are much more than table tennis table and pool tables, and it's the really empowering work that goes on with young people, that young people need to make that case to those local decision makers about what services do for them. We're waiting to see now what will happen as a result of these cuts and changes to youth services, but I wouldn't be too surprised if rates of STIs, teenage pregnancy, youth offending did go up as a result of closures to youth centres and cuts to services. The first instance, I'd encourage councils to do everything they can to not shut those centres in the first place.
The government are having to respond to international issues, and therefore we all have to respond in that way. I mean, we get funding from the government, and obviously we've been in a position where we've been able to have funds that have enabled us to do a number of really exciting projects with young people, such as the big lottery funding that's gone into creating the youth hubs, and it would be fantastic if we could retain that. It's really important that young people have somewhere to go. I think it's important that they've got role models and people who can support them to develop to their best ability.
My name is Rafat and I'm 14 years old.
I'm Afsar Hussain and I'm 12.
My name is Afsar Hussain and I'm 14.
My name is Hussain. I'm 17 years old.
My name is Rehad and I'm 10 years old.
I think it's very important because it gives the local kids somewhere to be instead of hanging around the streets.
I think it's really, really good to have a community club next to the area because kids like us, they don't have to feel bored at home all the time. I make a lot of friends there, and it's really useful.
I think it is very important because it stops trouble and it helps children. It gives children some fun and then something to do.
I think it's really important, and not just for me as well, for other people in this area, because some people don't have anywhere else to go. Say their parents, they have work, where would they go when they come back from school? They got nowhere else to go. So I think this youth club gives an opportunity to have fun and be safe in the hands of the youth workers and so.
I think it's important that people go there because if they're just on the street, then they could get themselves into trouble.
My favourite activity is the table football.
I would leave the pitch open 24/7 so anyone can go in and play football.
There's like a swing that people like, and people play it around there, which is enjoyable, and it's fun to run around.
I would say to not shut it down,
Okay.
because then it will give the other kids a chance.
I think they shouldn't, because people enjoy going there.
I've been living here for like 15 years at least, yeah. So I've been raised here, and I think this youth club is like a second home to me. So if they close it down, I don't think people they will be eager to go to somewhere else, because there'll be a new place for them. And around here there's like families, the moms and dads, they keep an eye on them. So I think the parents, little kids, they won't let them go down there. I think the council are making a huge mistake. They try and close it down because it ain't gonna benefit anyone. It's gonna increase crime. I think it will increase crime rates because teenagers are gonna revert to crime.
Can you leave the local youth club there so that children can play and they enjoy going there as well?
I've learned that no matter where people come from, they can always be friendly.
Describe your best moments at the local youth club in 3 words.
Great, fantastic, and fun.
It's fun, worthwhile, and safe.
Enjoyable, fun, and exciting.
I have no comment. No comment.
So you think it's perfect?
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
This is a memorial to one of the guys who got killed a couple years back. He only got killed in, what was it, 2006 I think. It's really sad, his waste of a life is a 14-year-old boy. Got killed over just giving someone a dirty look.
Without that youth centre, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you discussing how we should save youth centres. It's hard to sort of summarise what the youth service did for me, but I spent a lot of my time there and I felt empowered to do some of the things I've done. I've had some fantastic opportunities through the youth service, and it's sort of in a sense made me, or given me at least a path into what I might like to do, you know, when I'm older, and I hope that lots more young people have the opportunity to do that.
I think, you know, I came into the work knowing that you need to think about preventative services. I think that you need to try to consider the impact of not having support services in place for young people, and obviously we need to ensure that children are kept safe, and that is a priority in terms of funding. However, it's also important to recognise that issues will come, more issues are likely to occur if young people aren't given the support that youth workers and youth centres enable young people to find. Yeah, so that concerns me longer term. But what we're going to be able to do is to retain some place for children to be, even if the level of support isn't there always. We've managed to dedicate the space. In terms of the youth provisions, they're managing to keep the youth hubs and to look at working in partnership with private sector to see if they can bring more money into the area that can help us to retain the provisions. I don't know what the future's like. Nobody does at this point.
My last message is to the people who run this place is save the youth. If we don't, then we don't know what's going to happen further down the line. We might have the same problem that we did in August 2010 again. So the only way to save it is to stop cutting the youth services that will run here. And it is to give youths more things to do. And instead of closing more youth centres down, we should have more youth centres opening up around the local community. That's my last message. Don't close the youth now!